Hey, I'm Tyler, and I just bought this Apple Watch Series 10, and I'm gonna unbox it, set it up, and give my first impressions.
Alright, so this is what you get when you buy the Apple Watch Series 10. Like the Series 9, it's in a much smaller box than previous models, compared to the Series 7 on the bottom. There's a lot of wasted space, and they got rid of it. On the back, there's much less information than before, and it doesn't show a little picture of the watch. It opens the same though, with two pull tabs on either side. On the inside, the little pictures of other watches are now monochrome now, with no color. On top you've got the watch, and on the bottom the watch band, packaged as it would be if you bought it retail. I picked up a silver 46mm watch and this lake green sport loop. Everything about this watch is carbon neutral, which means it's just a little bit better for the environment. Got one pull tab on the side, and then the band opens from the back. I personally think they're packaged really nicely, and I much prefer this to the older style, where you'd have to slide it out from the side. Now onto the watch itself. This box has two pull tabs and some information about the specific watch. For some reason this pull tab was damaged. I mean, you saw me open it, I didn't do that. And now it opens like an iPhone. Inside, you get the watch and the power cable, which I've got here. It's braided now and Type-C, which is really nice. It's a lot better than the older style like this one. That one is, again, the one that came with my Series 7. For whatever reason, unpackaging this cable was really confusing. I don't really know what tripped me up so much, I just think I was confused by the way the puck itself was encased. But you've just got to pull out the cable, take out the end, and then you have to slide the puck downwards. You don't pull it out like I made an attempt. Just pull it like that. Simple. Also in the package is some paperwork. I didn't really bother reading it since it was nothing of importance to me. And last, you've got the watch wrapped in a little cardboard paper sleeve. Previously, I believe they were felt, but in an effort to keep the watches more environmentally friendly, they're using cardboard now. It's encased really nicely, and you could slide it out, but I chose to just peel it from the side. And there it is, brand new. Unlike the Series 4 to 9, the back is metal, so it's not fully ceramic. It's got ceramic over the sensors and metal throughout the rest of it. Now, attaching the band is really simple. However, for whatever reason, it felt really tough in this watch. Maybe with time, it'll get easier, but it was stickier than usual, if that makes sense. But then it was snapped in. Now from here, I have to get up my phone to set up the watch. I open it to the watch app and began setup. This is technically my second attempt because the first time I did it, it thought I wasn't connected to the internet. but I'm skipping that because it's exactly the same as this, however this worked. Setup is incredibly straightforward. You just hold up your phone's camera to the little pattern, which looks like water droplets, I guess, and you scan it, and they connect. So I'm restoring mine from a backup of my Series 7. You don't have to do this, however, it just makes it easier. Now, installing the update took forever, even on Wi-Fi. This is my battery bank. It is an Anchor one, which I'm not sure the model, and I just grabbed it so it'll install the update. It took a little over half an hour to download this update, and installing it took a little bit longer. From here, I just had to accept the terms and conditions and add a code. You'll have to add a code if you want Apple Pay. You don't have to put it in every single time you go to use the watch though, because it asks you for the code once when you put it on your wrist, and that's it. It's got a lot of safety features, which hopefully you don't need to use, but might help you. Double tap is a new feature for me. It was on the Series 9, however, it's still pretty fresh. And depth is completely new to the Series 10. It was on the Ultra, but this is the first time it's on the base model watch. And in the end, it took just about 1 hour flat to set up the entire watch. I don't know why it brought me straight to the software update screen. It didn't need to update again. But there it is, the Apple Watch app. I already had some faces there because it restored from a backup. At this point, we're at the first time setup of watchOS 11. This is somewhat of a tutorial just to show you the ropes. If you've ever used an Apple Watch, this is pretty straightforward and you should understand immediately. However, if you haven't, the digital crown is the equivalent of your home button, and it's also like a scroll wheel. And the side button gives you access to Control Center, and if you click it twice, you get Apple Pay, which it doesn't tell you here for some reason. Widgets were added in watchOS 10, and I find incredibly helpful, and they let me use a simple watch face rather than one full of complications. This is your app view, and it's basically just a list with all your apps. Double tap is a highlight feature for me, where you just tap your pointer and thumb together twice, and you can control the primary action on screen. So in this case, in the music app, it'll play or pause your song. If you're on the home screen, which I'll show later, it will slide you down your widget list, like this. It's a little bit finicky, it takes a bit of getting used to, but I find it really helpful because sometimes I just have my hands full. You could also respond to calls and texts. New this year, you can listen to music through the watch's speaker. Here is music playback. Overall, I'd say music sounds really good through the speaker, especially for its size. It's pretty decent, and I would use it if I don't have any alternatives. Another recently added feature is fast on-device Siri.
What's the weather like in Cupertino?
It's currently cloudy and 59 degrees in Cupertino, California.
When's the next Flyers game?
The Flyers face the hockey club on Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Where's that game gonna be?
This feature was added on the Series 9, but is iterated on here, and it works way better than Siri on any older watch. This is a demo of the Depth app. This would automatically turn on when you go into water, and would adjust based on how deep you are. However, I don't have deep water to test it on. There are plenty of other new features of the Series 10. One thing that I didn't get a chance to try yet is precision finding on iPhone. It seems really cool and would be even better than simply pinging. A lot of the new features I talked about are carryover from the Series 9, but the Series 10 is a big jump on its own. If you have a Series 9, you should not get this, and that goes for any single year difference in an Apple Watch. However, if you have anything older than a Series 8, like my Series 7, this is going to be a big feeling jump. Over the next 2 weeks, I'm obviously going to use this watch every day, but I'm also going to record my thoughts and put together a somewhat long-term review. So stay tuned if you'd like to see that, and I'll go over all of the features in much more detail. Until then, thanks for watching.